Hello, everyone. Shakia Chanel here, also known as Coach Shakia. I'm a coordinator for Asphalt Green's Recess Enhancement Program, also known as REP. At REP, our goal is to make recess safe, active, and fun. Before we get started, let's go over our safety tips. Tip 1. You and your students should be washing their hands for at least 20 seconds before and after playing any game. Tip 2, everyone should be practicing social distancing, and everyone should be standing at least 6 feet apart during the game. Tip 3, this one might be a little hard, but we have to try not to touch our face, and we have to remind our students not to touch their faces. And tip 4, if you have to cough or sneeze, don't do it into your hands, cough or sneeze into your arm. 2 thumbs up if we understand, and 2 thumbs up if we're ready to learn a new game. Awesome. In this video, we're going to be focusing on a really fun game called Speedway. What's the name of the game? Speedway. Speedway is a relay race game. It's great for students of all ages. You can play it in a couple different spaces, and you don't need a lot of equipment to set up this game. Now, this game is great because it's going to help you maintain appropriate distance for safety. I'm going to use the REP model, which stands for Ready, Explain, Play, to teach you about Speedway. Let's start with ready. There's a couple things that we need to do to get ready to lead our game. First, we want to map out our play space and designate boundaries. Second, we want to make sure that we remove anything that might pose a safety risk to our students in our play area. Third, we want to make sure that we have all the equipment we need ready in order to play our game. Now, for this game, all you'll need are some cones or even tape on the ground. And 4, we want to make sure that we gather our students in an organized but spaced out area. This is a relay game, so the students will be standing in a relay line spaced out 6 feet away from each other. When I say asphalt, you say green. Asphalt, green, asphalt, green. When I say rep, you say recess. Rep, recess, rep, recess. Awesome. I'm glad you're all still following along. Let's move on to explain. So after we get ready for a game, we always want to give a brief explanation to our students on how to play the game. When we're doing this, we want to make sure to use a loud, clear voice. We don't want to yell at our students. We just want to command their attention. And we also want to check for understanding with open-ended questions. For a game like Speedway, I would ask my students, what do you do when I say start your engines? And where are you going to go after you run your lap? You should have a copy of the rules for Speedway in front of you. I want you to follow along. I'm going to explain the rules to you as I were explaining them to students. Hey, 5th grade, clap once if you hear me. Clap twice if you hear me. Clap 3 times if you're ready to play a brand new game. It's Coach Shakia. Can everybody say hello, Coach Shakia? So we're going to be playing a really fun game called Speedway. What's the name of the game? Speedway. I'm going to break you up into 4 teams. Do we see these cones stood up along the gym? Those are going to be our team cones. I'm going to give you a number, and you're going to stand behind the cone of that team. All right, so that's team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4. Make sure that you're standing 6 feet away from each other in the line. Now, do we see the arrows on the ground? Yes, we have tape on the ground in the shape of arrows. They are pointing in the direction of the Speedway track. All right, that's the Speedway track. What is that? The Speedway track. Now, the first people in line, when I say start your engines, you are going to step onto the Speedway track. When I say go, those people are going to run around the gym in the direction of the arrows on the ground. We're only going to do 1 lap. When you get to the back of your line, you're going to do 5 jumping jacks, and then you're going to sit down. Once you sit down, the next person in the front of the line is going to step on the Speedway track and do the same exact thing. Run around the gym in the direction of the arrows, get to the back of the line, and do how many jumping jacks? 5, and then sit down. Whichever team, the whole team, is sitting down first, you win. All right, so when are we going to step onto the track? When I say start your engines. And what do you do when you get to the back of the line? You sit down. And who is the winning team? The team that the whole team is what? Sitting down. All right. 2 thumbs up if you're ready to play. Awesome. Let's get started. So after we explain the game to our students, here comes the best part, play. We get to play the game. A couple things you want to do while the students are playing, and some things you want to remind them is, first, we want them to practice getting into teams. We want to make sure that they are staying safe and staying far apart from each other. So make sure that you do a couple, practice rounds of them just getting into a line. For added measure, you can add a visual for them. So like a spot on the ground, if you have extra cones or extra pieces of tape and they're spaced out from each other, then the students know that that's where they should be standing at all times. Something else we want to do is we want to make sure that when the students are running around the track, that we remind them that they should not be so close to each other. So if you do see students trying to surpass another one by running, make sure that you tell them that they need to move away from each other while they're running. Just a quick reminder during the game. Something else we can do is switch up the movement. They can start off running because it is a relay race, but you can slow down the game if you want by adding skipping or hopping, or make it even more challenging for them by doing back pedals. And for older students, they like a challenge, so you can add more laps. Now, this game, all you're going to do is 1 lap around. And then once everyone has ran their 1 lap, you can start a new round. But for the older ones, you can add 2 or 3 laps. The game will last longer and it'll become more challenging for those students. So that's Speedway. I hope you had fun. We'll have a new game for you all to learn tomorrow. Stay tuned for more videos. And remember, have fun and be safe.